came to this industry because I met with friends in the audio business, sound engineers as a matter of fact, and I discovered that there was an activity, there was potential work in that domain, but and I think I came that just by passion, because I think I would have loved to be a musician, but my parents did not never educate me in music, so I was not a musician, and that was one way to come to music or to understand about the shows, and then that was fascinating for me, very fascinating. Over time I have created a team, so I built a team of people, but these people have become, I've been driving the teams and bigger teams. I would see that I'm not a guru, that doesn't mean that, but I'm inspiring, bringing to reality, conceptualize ideas, or bringing ideas on the table and rationalize these ideas. That's what we do on a team level today. When I started the project on V-Dosc, no, I had no idea, no plan at all that it would become then industry leader of this industry. I knew though that I was correct. I knew that it was correct to bring a new concept in the industry, but the chance of success was not in my expectation. I thought that I would be successful locally, starting regionally, then nationally. I would not expect that it would become the technology used by many, all the industry afterwards. I thought that V-Dosc would be used only for large scale events, and I would not expect that manufacturers would also contribute to the technology, but not only that, develop speakers in a smaller format for medium-sized venues, and even sometimes small venues. This is where I was very surprised. We had to. We had to, because when we brought this technology to market, the principle was bringing a sound, the equivalent of a laser for sound. What means laser? It means you have to be very precise to target on the audience. I also remember at the beginning how the old engineers were looking at me when I was doing my setups with a laser setup. They were saying, this guy is a bit is the mad guy. Nobody has ever used a laser to adjust a sound system, or a sound system. So I was very soon be called the guy that needs to have a PhD to make a sound. So that was a little bit of laughs about that. But again, the history has shown that it has become much more scientific, much more technologic. I would say by 2 days, most of the system engineers are using much more sophisticated tools that I've ever used in the past. Coaxial developments, I would not call that an L-Acoustics innovation, because it has been developed by people like Tannoy in UK. And I was always trying to find a way in a small speaker, especially in a monitor or a near-field system, how to have a real punctual source. And these guys were right, but nobody was designing these speakers for the professional industry, or for, let's say, the live industry. And I could not understand the reason, again, because there was always speakers for studio, but not having the handling, the power handling, and the specification, the coverage specification for our pro live industry. So I brought that to the live, and again It has not been a fantastic success, because there's nobody has talked about that as an immense success. But I know that this technology is widely used by many manufacturers today. Well, with the development and with the international development of the company, we had to be much more international and much less French. And the French have never been very good at exporting themselves, except when we talk about luxury goods or perfumes or food. I'm not an excellent communicator. I'm very discreet, very reserved. That's almost the first time that I give an interview, if not the first, actually. We have created a team of people who are more Anglo-Saxon. The Anglo-Saxons are very good at communication. They feel very comfortable at talking with people. It could have been Paris as well. Okay, we are back in 2012, and I'm equally exploring Paris and London. I was looking for a space where I could develop these activities and create a team of talents to bring ELISA, so the brand ELISA, into reality, and bring that into a better exposure to a larger larger audience. It has been easier to do it in London. All the professionals, all the consultants have been much more efficient in London. When I was in Paris, people were asking me, "But why do you want to do that?" I said, "Because I want. I just why ask you the question?" People here were just saying, "Okay, how can we help? Do you need a space? Do you need a warehouse? I can help. We can do that." So it has been much faster. So I found this place much easier than here, and I would say I was right also. London is the gravity center in Europe of music, and I'm closer to the gods here than in Paris. What drives me? I mean, that's my job. I'm still young. And actually, I wanted to slowly reduce my activities in L-Acoustics, especially when, after building up this team of strong people, when I had this stupid idea to create ELISA, and or this crazy idea to create ELISA and develop a new project that is now taken most of my time. So actually, it's not time for retirement. Camco was a substantial addition. It has allowed us to develop with an electronic expert all the secrets and open the books, so that we can work closely together and not working as a client and a supplier. It's a learning curve to work with different people, because they had their way to operate. We had our way to operate. So when two teams meet together, it's always there's always some adjustments, but there's a lot of trust between them and us. We have a long history together, and that will be successful. The bad advice was that when I was exhibiting at Frankfurt Messe, at that time it was called Frankfurt Messe, the V-Dosc for the first time. I was exhibiting 4 speakers on a stand, while all the other manufacturers were having these, let's say, these clusters of speakers. Many of the companies, rental companies and engineers, was coming into the booth and said, "Well, you know that, who is designing that?" I said, "I am the guy." And said, "You know that? That's all wrong. That doesn't work." Said, why do you say that doesn't work? Because, I mean, people like GBL, Bose have been doing that for a long time with their speakers. That's called, I don't know what's the name. There was a name for that. I said, that doesn't work. That will never work. I said, but you don't even know what the technology that is implemented. Yeah, but I tell you, I can't see that doesn't work. I said, okay. So that was what I would consider a bad advice.
All right.
And fortunately, I've never followed their recommendations. And
the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. So back 30 years, I'm doing my first exhibition in Germany at Frankfurt, and the brand at that time is called Heil Acoustics. Heil, and the logo is just a Heil. And I remember I've got a small booth, and I don't have much products to exhibit, but I've got 14 logos. Heil, 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 Heil.
Heil Christian.
Heil, just Heil. And I'm just sitting here in the middle, and all the Germans were going, they're looking at me with a nasty face. And one of them was brave enough to say, you know, what are you doing here? Well, let me tell you about my products. I said, no, what are you telling here? And he shows me the logo. And suddenly I just realized, I'm Heil, I'm in Germany. I'm in the, let's say, in the center of the drama. And the next day when I was back in Paris, I said, I changed the brand, I changed the name, and that this is where the L is coming from. Because Heil in France is said L, so I just kept the L and removed the H-E-I. Well, I've got a family, I've got a wonderful wife and children. I love my family, so that's we are very well connected. That's very strong. And have the chance to have other activities, and I'm doing photography. I enjoy doing photography, and I'm doing photography with my family, with my wife. She's doing body makeup, so we are together doing shootings, and so that's one thing. And we travel. Different manner. I come from the scientific education, and if I look at our R&D team, among the 70-ish people who are in R&D, there are maybe half of them are PhD or a high level of education, and a high level of academics. And I feel that it's absolutely crucial to the knowledge of people. So actually education, training is part of a natural, I not even call that a branding, it's part of a natural way to bring people to another level. I would say I'm proud mostly of my team. I'm proud when, you know, yes, I'm proud when we are in a team, and from these activities that we are launching crazy ideas, and sometimes we have a brilliant idea and we say, this is it. We got it. We got it. At that point, I must say that there's a kind of like a child excitement. We found it. Deeply involved in these successes. But do I have a pride? I have a pride for my guys. Yeah. Sure.